The unofficial title of this video is Sunk Cost Fallacy. I hardly know her. There is a video I have been trying to make for almost 2 years at this point. I even mentioned it in one I created back in 2022. I've been wanting to try some sort of crochet time challenge for a while now, and I actually already started one. Literally everything that could possibly go wrong has gone wrong during the creation process, and as a result, I have given up on and then returned to this project multiple times because I refuse to learn my lesson, apparently. This will be my absolute last attempt. If this devolves into disaster again, that's it. I am done. I am giving up. I will bow to the will of the crochet gods. But what reignited my interest in this project again, or well, reignited it for like the 6th time, was a couple of weeks ago I was going through an old hard drive and I managed to rescue some footage from that. And amongst that footage were some clips of one of my previous attempts to salvage this project. And I figured if I could reuse that footage, that means I wouldn't have to refilm it, which means there is less opportunity for things to go wrong this time. So I'm just going to let Parsley take it away and explain what happened. Please excuse the audio though, it's not the best.
August 6th, 2022. A content creator called Nerdforge uploads a video titled, I painted this in 1 hour, verse 10 hours, verse 100 hours. I see this and I think to myself, hey, I can do that with crochet. I start planning, but then a shitstorm hits. I don't do anything YouTube and/or crochet related for months. Finally, the shitstorm begins to recede and I upload my first video after my unexpected hiatus. In it, I allude to another crochet challenge that I'm working on.
All up, that time challenge is going to take roughly 116 or so hours to complete.
Sadly, my work was in vain. Lost footage, technical issues, a sudden resurgence in the original shitstorm. These factors, plus a few others, led to the project being abandoned. I even uploaded the pattern for the original 1 hour challenge, so convinced was I that this video was never going to see the light of day. But the idea has lingered in the back of my mind, niggling at me. I kept thinking of all the work that I'd already put into this, and I just didn't want to let it go to waste.
So yeah, that's what happened. I did a 3-hour-long 1 hour challenge because my first 2 attempts did not go well. The 10-hour challenge went suspiciously fine at first, but then I ended up losing a good 80% of the footage, and the 100-hour challenge barely got off the ground before I just gave up entirely. Well, until this attempt. The plan for the initial video was to crochet griffins, and I don't know if they were a bad omen or not, but I'm scrapping that idea anyway. Instead, I'm going to crochet a critter from my latest obsession. It's a game called Palworld. If you haven't heard of it, it's sort of Pokemon meets survival crafting, and I don't know what it is about this game, but I cannot stop playing it. It's a fun game. It's nothing amazing. It's fun, but I am obsessed, so I have decided to make one of my little companions from that game. His name is Blaze, and he is a Foxparks, and we are bros, we are besties. We have been adventuring, kicking butt, taking names all over Palworld together. There are a lot of adorable creatures from this game that I would love to crochet, but I'm going to start with my bestie, Blaze. Now, the other change I'll be making is rather than having all of the time challenges in the one video, I will instead break this into a series with the 1 hour challenge, the 10-hour challenge, and the 100-hour challenge being separate videos, just because there is less chance for things to go wrong if I do that. And if something does go wrong, it's easier to fix it. Am I being a little bit paranoid? Probably, yes, but at this stage, I think it's warranted. So today we're just going to start with the 1 hour challenge. I am going to be making a tiny little Foxparks, Blaze my buddy. We're going to put 1 hour on the clock. That's all set up. I'm just going to set up my second camera, make sure I've got all my supplies, and then we're going to hit start on the timer. We've got 1 hour to do this in. All right, I think I've got everything sorted here. I've got all my supplies, materials, so I don't have to waste time getting up and looking for those. Let's chuck, where are we? Let's chuck the timer on. Ready, set, go. Oh, shit, no. I didn't remember everything. I forgot to press record on this. This is just going to be sort of a fairly basic representation of a Foxparks because I need to get this done in 1 hour. I can't get too too complicated with it. What does your little snout look like? 4, 5, and 6. I'll make the head and body one piece, because the less pieces that I have to sew, the more time I will save. I'm going to just use popcorn stitches for the legs. I wasn't going to originally, but if I do that, that saves even more time because I don't have to sew on 4 legs that way. Done sort of the muzzle section, and I'm going to increase out to start creating the head. I've just made 6 increases in a row across the head, and because I'm keeping this pattern small, I don't know if that's going to be too much or not, but I don't really have time to stop and remove stitches in this pattern, so we're just gonna soldier on through, keep going with it. It's got flared, sort of cheeky, I didn't mean it in that sense, flared sort of cheek patches. Maybe I could put in some picot stitches for those. I think a round of single crochet first, and then some picot stitches for the cheeky bits. That sounds really wrong, doesn't it? That's sort of the center of my increases there, so I want to put the picot stitches on the side of the face. They may be a little bit too big. Perhaps I should have chained 2 rather than 3. But like I said before, I'm not going back and fixing it now. That takes too long. So I'm just going to do one more round of single crochet, I think, for the head. And then we'll start the decreasing down and begin on the body. It's not too bad so far. It looks more like an axolotl, I think, at this point than a fox, but hopefully we'll get there. Let's start decreasing down. I'm going to add safety eyes. I'm not going to crochet eyes for this guy, again, just because of time constraints. So I can just pop these in now. You know what? I reckon 9... I mean, they look fine, but I think 12, a little bit bigger of a size, could be cuter. And here I was stoked that I had all my materials pre-prepared, and I go and waste time like this anyway. So no, they're not quite Foxbark eyes, they're a little bit too black. Foxbarks has red and white eyes, but again, time constraint reasons, I'm not going to be crocheting any. Now I want to start the body. So we'll decrease at the top of the head and increase down the bottom to give us our body shape. And if I did that correctly, I should still have 18 stitches in my round. 18. All right, let's add a bit of stuffing to the head. I'm using up this stuffing I have left over from my Doogie doll. It's got a fairly narrow body. I wouldn't call Foxbarks like chunky. So let me scroll down and see if there's some other pictures. But again, with this pattern, not going for anatomical accuracy. We're just sort of like a little representation, a sort of vague avatar. You know how I said I wasn't going to pull out stitches? Well, I just changed my mind about 3 times on this round. But I'm thinking the next round is where I want to do my first set of popcorn stitches. So I kind of want to get the shaping right here. And I'm hoping, as I finish off this round, that I've eventually done that. I think I did that right. For my popcorn stitches, I'm going to do them in yellow because Fox Sparks sort of has fiery feet, and the yellow will represent that. And as I get into the more complex patterns in the 10-hour and the 100-hour challenge, I will eventually make that look more like fire. As much as I like popcorn stitches, they're not particularly fiery, are they? Okay, let's crochet our way around here. Oh, my eye is itchy. I can hear my sister yelling in my head, "Don't ruin the makeup." That's not what she sounds like. That was a terrible impression. Bloody allergies. Now here is where I want to get the spacing right. So I want one popcorn stitch about here and then one here. I'm thinking the last one should be the last stitch of the round, and if I have, let's say, 5 stitches between them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that means the other one can go there, maybe 6 stitches between them. What did I say, 5 stitches between them? Yeah, because I said 6 initially, didn't I? And then I said 5. I was just going to single crochet the body in rounds, but I think I want to give it a little bit more shape than that. I mean, Blazer's got some decent curves going on, so I keep saying things that sound wrong in this video. His body is shaped, it's not just a blob, so I want to represent that a little bit. I zoned out and completely lost count there. You know when you get into the rhythm and you're like counting, but it's almost subconsciously? That's what I was doing, but I wasn't counting correctly. And I reckon it's time for another stuffing break. And I think now might be a good time to add the second set of legs. I was going to make the body a little bit longer, but I think because Blaze is looking a little bit pudgy here, I think having the legs close together will be cuter. Should I do my first popcorn stitch here? I probably should. That would line up best, I think. I may have added a little bit too much stuffing there. And now I just want to increase down and finish off this body piece. I was considering crocheting the tail as part of this, but I think in this case it'll be easier to do it separately, and it's not going to take me very long at all to sew on a little piece like a tail. Oh, are you actually kidding me? I just realised something had to go wrong. Something had to go wrong in this video. Though this was an error on my part. I didn't screen record. My plan was to have the timer up in like the top corner of the screen and have it counting down the entire video, but I forgot to set the screen recording, so I've just put it on now. We have 22 minutes to go, so I suppose you might be able to see it for the final 22 minutes. Ah, that's annoying. But that is cutting it. That's cutting it a lot. And I've miscounted again. Stop talking while you're trying to count, Lee. 1, 2, 3. I'll finish my thought in a second. I want to finish this round first. And decrease. Okay, finish the round. Now, what was I saying? Oh, it's one of those days. It is one of those days. I think I was saying about the timer. Yeah, that was the plan, to have it in the top corner for the video, but I buggered that one up. But we've got 21 minutes to go. I was kind of hoping the head body piece wouldn't take quite this long. My plan was to have roughly... Did I do that right? My plan was to have roughly 10-15 minutes for assembly, which is possible, but I don't think I'm going to quite make that because I need to make both the ear pieces and the tail. Maybe we can pull out a victory. Let's not admit defeat just yet. Don't know what I did there, but I had 3 loops on my hook instead of 2. Doesn't matter. I pulled through all of them. And that is my final decrease. I'm not going to finish off the end yet. I want to get straight into crocheting the tail. Quick glance at Foxparks. His tail is yellow, well, fire, dark brown, orange. I can do that. So let's start off with the fire, the yellow. And I have 18 minutes left. Let's see if I can get this done in 8 minutes. So it'll give me 10 minutes to go. That's maybe 5 minutes to do each of the ears and then 5 minutes for assembly. The assembly shouldn't take too long because I only plan to sew on the tail and the 2 ears, neither of which are going to be large pieces. But I don't know, this is cutting it pretty close. Now the brown of the tail, there is a sort of design to it, but I don't have time for that. So I'm just going to make this in even rows of brown single crochet. Did that make any sense, that sentence I just said? I don't know. Come on, I've got to get this done. Oh, good. That's just what I needed right now. A tangle. Bloody yarn. It's certainly not my fault for not checking that beforehand. Definitely not. Orange, you're up. Get in there nice and quick because we've only got 14 minutes left. "13 minutes. Keep calm, and crochet. You got this. You absolutely 100% got this." I was initially going to shape the tail a little bit more than this, but I just don't have the time. Ten minutes. I'm done with the tail now. I think I can whip up 2 ears in 10 minutes. What's the shaping like on the ears? I think Foxparks has fairly prominent ears, so I want to make them, yeah, nice big ears. So start in the brown. Okay, I need to focus on this bit. Normally I would write my patterns down, but again, I don't have time for that. So I need to remember what I do in this ear so I can replicate it. And why am I starting with a magic ring? I want a slip knot. Yeah, I need to be able to replicate it on the second one. Mm, 8 minutes. Cutting it bloody close. Let's see if I remember how to do this for the second one. Chain 2, increase. First row is increase. Second row was 2 increases. I might actually make my 5-minute target for assembly. That was my target, right? I think I said I wanted 5 minutes. Well, either way, I think I'm going to make it with maybe 30 or so seconds to spare, which is good. Which is really good. I did not expect to have that. And now I have 5 minutes and 40 seconds to make the magic happen, to put this all together. This is probably not going to be a very pretty assembly, but I just want to get, oh no, where did that go? I almost lost my second ear. I just want to get this sewed out. Where did I put my, no. Right, calm. Think calming thoughts. Think calming thoughts. Ear 1 is secure. Okay, 2.5 minutes. I'm going to finish off the body, sew on the tail. I think I got this. I think I got this. One minute, 30 seconds. Oh, can I weave in these? Can I weave in these? 24 seconds. 13 seconds. Out of time. I, however, am calling that a success. I got all the pieces assembled and I weaved in 98% of my ends. So here we have our little Fox Sparks friend, which I think looks pretty damn good for what it is. I managed to make this entire thing in an hour. So what do you guys think? Would you count this one as a win or not quite, because I didn't finish weaving in all my ends? And also I was going to add a nose. I was going to embroider on that, which, you know what, I'm just going to do that now. But what do you reckon? That still counts as a win? I think so. I'm counting it as a win. After the shit show that I have had trying to accomplish this challenge, I really need all the wins that I can get, so I'm going to take it. Let's just give you a nose there, buddy. While I take care of this, we are going to have the very first The Hookup segment, which I'm going to have to film separately because I'm still organising the applications as of filming this. But by the time you guys see it, that will be done. And our very first The Hookup participant is Chris, also known as Wicked Stitchcraft. Chris has been cross-stitching for what feels like forever. She taught herself to crochet almost 2 years ago and also dabbles in paint pouring / fluid art, as well as vinyl cricket crafts. She kind of hops around between all of those as the inspiration hits. All of Chris's links will be provided down in the description, so I encourage you all to go and give her a follow, a subscribe. If you would like to participate in the hookup, there is also a link to a Google form down in the description, which you can use to apply. This was my very first The Hookup segment, so there's going to be a few little growing pains. I do tend to upgrade the graphics a little bit. I want my presentation to be a little bit nicer. So there's going to be a bit of a process with this. I want to improve as we go. Again, please head on down to the description, check out Chris or Wicked Stitchcraft's work, and now we can return to the rest of the video. Going forward, I plan to film this as one segment in the outro so it won't be so jarring. One nose added, and it actually makes a big difference. You probably wouldn't think just a little bit of yarn would make such a huge change to the look of a pattern, but it actually does. It's something to ponder. Anyway, if you would like to participate in the hookup, there will be a link to a Google form down in the description. So just click on that and you can apply. Obviously, I am just wrapping up filming now, so I don't know yet if anything has gone wrong, whether the file footage is corrupted, whether my audio recorded correctly. But please keep your fingers crossed for me that it all goes smoothly, because one more thing goes wrong and I'm just giving up on this challenge entirely. I hope not. I really want to do the 10-hour and 100-hour challenges just to see the difference between the patterns I come up with. But we've got to finish off challenge number 1 first. So thank you for watching this challenge. Consider subscribing if you're interested in seeing challenges 2 and 3. Also, a huge thank you to my patrons for your continued support. You guys will be getting, well, all the patterns from this challenge, but as of now, you'll be getting the 1-hour basic blaze pattern. Like the video if you enjoyed it, share it if you think it's worth sharing, and I will see you all next week with another video.